The deadline for U.S. taxpayers to file their return is just weeks away, whether they live in New York, London or Paris. But accountants may find their work drying up this year as AI chatbots improve, close to the point of being able to navigate the U.S. tax system. Let's get more from Bloomberg's Charlie Wells. So, Charlie, that's quite the claim. The U.S. tax system is particularly complex, I would say. Are they really, these chatbots, able to work it all out?
People are starting to make inroads here. And what I would say is if you walk around Bank Station or Canary Wharf after market close today and say April 15th, a lot of these traders, a lot of these bankers who are U.S. people who have to file their taxes wherever they reside are going to look at you and tell you the only thing worse than paying my taxes is filing them. Because as you say, the system is really complex. There's a lot of different rules. And a lot of these really highly paid people pay accountants to help them prepare their taxes. Their accountants turn around and say, okay, here's all the stuff you need to get from me. And so these really busy people have to fill out their taxes, do a lot of this work. And so they're starting to use AI to help get a lot of these PDFs, get a lot of this information organized for their accountants. That's one of the use cases that I really came across in reporting this story.
And of course, we saw a huge sell-off in some of these names that prepare your taxes for you in recent weeks as that sell-off from AI started spreading. But surely it could be dangerous in this environment too.
So this is the question, right? So that SaaSpocalypse, this issue that maybe some of these big tax software companies, could be replaced by AI. And I think that some of these stories are use cases of using AI instead of, say, Intuit or H&R Block products. They control 80% of the U.S. tax software market. But as you say, there are risks here. And we spoke to over a dozen tax professionals, tax preparers, and they said that, look, just because you're using computer code, it doesn't mean that the tax code is going to overlay on that easily. A lot of these, AI LLMs, they hallucinate. They aren't up to date. So there have been major changes to the U.S. tax code over the past year, and some of these LLMs just aren't up to date yet.
Well, and the other thing is you don't want to raise red flags, right? So are you willing to have the AI do your work for you and chance that red flags might be raised and it wasn't even your intention? What are you hearing from people that have prepared their taxes this way?
This is another main concern, right? What is the recourse if one of these models gets something wrong, right? There's not a lot of history here. And as you say, the IRS is, razor focused on this issue because they know that this is out there right now and that people could be doing it. If you get audited, the last thing you want to say to a federal official is, oh, I just had AI do this, right? So accountants really are urging caution here. But again, I spoke with an accountant yesterday who said, oh, we use AI at my firm, and it's making my junior staffers more efficient. And so I think this is a nuanced story, right? It's something where this is helping professionals in the space. This is helping very busy professionals at bank or at Canary Wharf who don't want to spend their weekend downloading PDFs, downloading bank statements. So it can be helpful, but you have to know the limitations. I think that's the key that I picked up in talking to a lot of these people.
Charlie, have you filed your taxes?
No comment. No comment.
I am not going to ask you a second time. Bloomberg's Charlie Wells, and I would urge everyone to read the story. It is a fascinating and funny read.